Oops, I had my audio off. Okay. My microphone was turned off. I'm so sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, it's another Monday. Monday news with me, Haiti, on my channel, Hades Corner. Okay, so let's go over again. Oh, hello, Linda J. Apostle Babe Linda James. Hello. Okay, we have Stefan. There we go. Okay, my resident Moomin forefather is of course Bertil. Okay, they will be there with me, and it seems as if I had misplaced my chat box. There we go. Please let me know if you happen to have any audio issues, as in you cannot hear me, or I have an echo, or something of the sort. Just because in recent weeks, I've had some issues with audio, namely my microphone and my microphone having an echo. Okay, and today my drink of the choice is another Belgian beer. It's Castel Donker 11. It's a wonderful Belgian beer, uh, dark dark Belgian beer. Is an strong alcohol beverage, is 11%, but I just love this one. Okay, there. Um, so today, uh, we go back to Australia. What we have in Australia this time, you may ask. We have the a political party called uh, One Nation, which could also be called Pauline Hanson's One Nation, and they are joined by coalition MPs. This would be in the Australian Federal Parliament. And so, what is this Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party? Um, it's a far-right political party. Okay, so this party was found by a then and current Senator Pauline Hanson. Uh, she she is a right wing, and this One Nation Party is a populist right wing party. Uh, an equivalent in the U.S. would probably be the Republicans, and stepping one well, a few steps beyond. If you go Republican in the US, and then when you go even further uh, in right wing and into paranoia. Um, however, it's the most popular uh, right wing or populist parties in Australia. As of right now, as I understand it, they have in the Senate, in the federal Senate, they have 2 seats out of 76, 1 out of 93 in Queensland Parliament, and 2 out of 42 in New South Wales Legislative Council. So these are really, really hardcore right wing, extremist right wing politicians. and their party program, and they are xenophobic, they're racist, they're homophobic, they're vile, they're just what I've been looking at recently for this people. And people, remember 2 weeks ago, it's only 2 weeks ago that I visited Australia with the One Nation, with this guy, Mark Latham, who came up with this potentially deadly bill. So potentially deadly for trans people. Like seriously. Um, they and a lot of them are many of them are just criminal. Been have been accused, later charged, and then for some later acquitted for fraud, and and there were several other crimes that I won't go into here. Anyway, it apparently this political party dislikes the uh, the Aborigines and other uh, minorities. And the One Nation promised to drastically reduce immigration, drastically refuse immigration, and to abolish decisive and discriminatory policies attached to Aboriginal and multicultural issues. They condemned multiculturalism as threat to the very basis of the Australian culture, identity, and shared values. What is Australian culture? But I will not go any further into these uh, vile vile rhetoric in that department. That is someone else's department there. Okay, so let's go there. Excuse me. I need to fix something a little quick. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, oops, that is the wrong one. Okay. Coalition MPs join One Nation in vote against medical care for trans children. Morrison government, for those of you who do not know, the Morrison government is the current Australian federal government. Okay, Morrison government ministers Michaelia Cash and Linda Reynolds and 19 of their coalition colleagues backed an ultimately unsuccessful One Nation Senate motion condemning medical care for trans children. That is so wrong on so many levels. I mean, yeah, it's really that's vile. Okay, that is just super vile. I just cannot understand why people would do something of this nature to kill the small children. You know, how vile do you have to be in order to deny them medical care? I mean, it sucks. It's horrible to think that, was it 1921 coalition ministers I understand it. They are not that they are not all that conservative. The coalition ministers or the coalition. But I could be mistaken. But these people see it see it fit that they can just deny children their health care. Okay, I think should go. We should revisit uh, the article from August 12th last year and the one from June 7th. So go here. Let's go. Roll. Oops. Like so. Right. So that is the dig. So it goes on to say, Latham introduced his proposed education legislation amendment parental rights bill to New South Wales Upper House last Wednesday. This would have been early August last year. In his speech, he equated quote unquote promotion the promotion of gender fluidity to child abuse. What logic is that? There's no logic. I can tell you there's no logic in that. He went on to say that if they convince, and I quote, if they can convince young people that things such as family and gender are socially constructed, and that there is some kind of conspiracy to deny them their true identity, there is no part of our culture. Then no part of our culture is said, "Hey, Dick, as I said last time, 2 weeks ago, there is no conspiracy, Mr. Latham. There's no conspiracy." His bill attempts to seek to amend the state's Education Act to proclaim gender identity is equivalent to person's biological sex. Okay, whatever. But how about the intersex people? Klinefelter, Turner, you have it. They are not unequivocally, they are not strictly speaking either or. So, and it would also prohibit instruction, counseling, advice on this what he called gender fluidity, and would have sought to punish those doctors and counselors who gave them counseling and help them when they needed it the most. Okay, Sydney protesters march against Mark Latham's transphobic bills. I went through this last week, so as I said 2 weeks ago, that this wasn't the first time he started started doing some fabulous shit. Okay. So this news, this piece of news that the Sydney protesters went nuts. This was from 3 weeks ago. Okay, and then this was against two bills Mark Latham from, and his party is One Nation, and this based on what I've read, is Pauline Hanson's One Nation. It carries her name, for fuck's sake. She carries a somewhat big political party carrying her name. That should tell you something about how legit this person is. And based on what I've read, is that this Pauline Hanson's One Nation party uh, is a cult of personality. Um, yeah, it's horrible. Um, I haven't seen. Maybe okay. I might want to take that back. This party might not be a cult of personality, but it's very close to being one. It's very close. If not, if not, then it's at least very close. But hey, shit happens. Okay, so moving on. Uh, okay. Okay, so One Nation Senator Malcolm Roberts put forward uh, the notion on Tuesday. It called uh, it called for doctors to use a wait and see approach when uh, treating children with gender dysphoria. Yeah, that has been proven to be quite unsuccessful. Uh, when I talked about some cases from the U.S., they these conservative woo peddlers had the same idea of wait and see, and some of them actually did admit that in some cases it causes permanent damage for the rest of the person's life. Yeah, that is not right. That is not right, people. That is wrong on so many levels. Just I don't get it. I don't get it. You know why, if they acknowledge it causes permanent damage, why even bother trying to do it? Hey, that's the most idiotic thing I've heard in years. Um, so Senator Roberts did not speak on his motion, which cited unsourced statistics. How am I not surprised that uh their bills they put forth, they do they are they are they have no sources to back up their fabulous shit. I mean, these people are fucking idiots. So, yes, his motion, which cited unsourced statistics, claiming, and I quote, 70 to 90% of young people's dysphoria resolves itself by puberty, and I quote, a large percentage have pre-existing mental health issues. Uh, let's think that for a moment. Why do they think these people have, or these children have, pre-existing mental health issues? Why would that be? Why would that be indeed? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean the gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria. Just popped into my mind right now. Yeah. Gender dysphoria and social inequality, um not being befriended by their peers. not being accepted by perhaps their parents, their siblings, their extended family, their society, their school, their friends. Maybe they don't have any friends. What does that give you? That gives you this depression, anxiety, attempted suicides, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that gives you the pre-existing mental health conditions. There you go. It wasn't that difficult, Mr. Roberts. It wasn't that difficult, was it? I'm just a stupid YouTuber, and I'm just a stupid transgender YouTuber, and I know better than this uh, Senator Roberts, who is uh, presumably this man. So that man is my grandfather's age, my younger grandfather's age. So he should know better. That's my point. You know, I yeah. All right. So this is just ridiculous. Okay. And guess what? You know what else is not ridiculous? What is not ridiculous is the idea for you to like this video and subscribe to my channel and tickle the bell for notifications. Okay. So what their unsourced statistics are just bullshit. Complete another BS. Just I really don't get it. It condemns, I quote, experimental and unproven uh, medical treatments of irreversible puberty blockers. Hey, Dick, they are completely reversible, 100%. If you use the puberty blockers, you block the puberty. Guess what? When when a kid starts taking these pills, these blockers, you know what happens? The puberty begins. It's like it's like taking any medication. It's like taking penicillin. You give the penicillin, it 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 kills the bacteria. Uh, it kills the bacteria, and when you stop taking the penicillin, it stop before the infectious is completely gone. Guess what? There's a relapse. It hasn't killed the bacteria, but what I'm saying is it's reversible because the growth of bacteria will resume. As far as I know, the growth of bacteria will return. Just just here, if the kid stops the puberty blockers, the puberty will start because it's not being blocked anymore. And holding up urine, it stays. If you block it, it stays there. If you don't, it comes out. It's the same thing with puberty blockers. And this man does not know it, and this just shows how completely unprepared these uh, people are. Um, anyway, um, it's these are so unprepared. This was what's really pissing me off. They pretend to know plenty, but they don't. Um, so and sex hormone treatments and irreversible transgender surgery on children. The youngest, they do not perform the sex reassignment surgeries to minors. Typically, there have been at least one. There has been one case I've ever heard of, and I've been in the LGBTQ plus scene and I've been for a decade now, and I've heard of one, and I'm trans, and I keep a tap on these things. There's one German girl, Kim Petras, a 16-year-old at the time. Well, that's the only one. Anyway, Australian guidelines already recommend people be over the age of 18 before undergoing gender affirming surgeries, meaning they don't. Before puberty, a transgender child will typically undergo a social transition first. Yeah, no permanent damage done. Puberty blockers, which are reversible, temporarily pause the effects of puberty to allow transgender adolescents more time to decide their next steps. Yeah, exactly. Trans health experts warn denying children with gender dysphoria affirming care. That warn denying health children with gender dysphoria affirming care is not a neutral option. Yeah, it's not a neutral option. No. All right. I will take a very just a brief little pause here. Hello, I'm back. So, I just had to take the damn hoodie off. It's horribly hot here. Anyway, where was I? I'm sorry, I had to fix my streaming. That's okay. Thank you very much for waiting a bit. Okay. It's hot here. Okay. When it comes to the treatments minors are to receive in Australia and many other countries, it's more of a the treatments are more of a wait and see. Blocking the treatments is not wait and see. At least in the same sense that these it's not wait and see in the same sense these conservatives like to think it is, because yeah. All right, so that one on the screen. So trans health experts warn denying trans children with gender dysphoria affirming care is not neutral. is not a neutral option. By doing so, can put them at increased risk of depression, anxiety, and self-harm. Well, there you go. So, whether okay, Liberal Senator Jonathan Dunham, who voted for the notion, read out the Morrison government's official response in the Senate, and I quote: "The government has the government is committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of young Australians," he said. "We acknowledge that the clinical treatment of children experiencing gender dysphoria is a complex and evolving area, and that more research is needed. He said states and territories had "quote unquote" primary administrative and clinical responsibility and control. Greens Senator Janet Rice blasted the One Nation motion as bigoted and harmful fear-mongering. Bigoted fear-mongering was also what the Mr. Latham's pitiful attempts were previously, which I've discussed earlier. So, who knows? Who knows? And so it's Miss News and Green Senator Janet Rice said, "Newsflash: transgender and non-binary people exist. They are valid and deserve our love and support," she said. For some of them, medical support to affirm their gender is life-saving, you fucking dicks. Excuse me. Those are absolute dicks who want to prevent these children from having life-saving care. Senator Janet Rice goes on to say, "It is a complete misrepresentation of the support being offered to young people in Australia affirming their gender identity, such as the world-class services being provided at the gender clinic at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne." Yeah, I mean, I guess she knows what she's talking about. You know? The Greens reject this motion absolutely. "We state our support for all trans and gender diverse people. You are valid. We see you. We support you." I hope the rest of the Australian federal parliament would actually stand behind this statement. Mrs. Rice's statement. So she went on to tweet. Let's get me up here. Okay. She went on to say, tweeting, "Good news from the Senate. This disgusting and bigoted one nation vote got voted down. Another attempt taken down. And this would have been last week Tuesday. So it was a conscious vote. So to move to that the Senate. No, this is actually the actual text which she now tweeted. No, hey, notes that in 100 years of darkness. Okay, I'm not gonna go any further with this. I don't want to get them any platform. All right. So the Liberal Senator Andrew Bragg, who voted against the bill, told Sky News the One Nation motion was inappropriate. We went on to say, we want to give people the maximum number of choices when they are dealing with complicated issues, as many trans people are, he said. Yes, that is true. Thank you, Mr. Bragg. Um, I think the idea of removing options like puberty blockers and other options from people isn't appropriate. And further, it's not for politicians and the Senate to be removing options from medical practitioners and people who are vulnerable. I think Mr. Senator Andrew Bragg says, I think it's an appropriate motion. I was pleased that Senate voted it down. Yeah. And you should be, Mr. Bragg. You should brag that you're happy about it being voted down, you know? Excuse me, I have issues here. Right back. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting, but hey, it's saddening. Really, really saddening to know that stuff like this is still going on in modern day Australia and in civilized Western world anyway. But luckily, I think luckily, they, there are people like Senator Andrew Bragg and Senator Janet Rice who are wise enough to be voting down things like this. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful that these senators Rice and Rags exist and they're kind because they voted this down. They voted down this notion. Okay. Please, people, there are a few watching. Do you have any questions for me? With regards to this subject, my channel, or anything of the sort, I'm more than happy to answer or get your all your comments. And please, those watching live and those watching the replay, there are links in the description box down below on the YouTube description box. This is going to I'm streaming this also As you can see in there in that top corner, there are the symbols for Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm streaming to all these platforms, and you can find when I talk about the um, description box, is always the YouTube one. Of course, there are further details on the Facebook group as well. I have a Facebook group, Hades Corner on Facebook. So you can go there. There's a link there. There's a link there. You can in the description box. There are plenty of links in the description box. Description box below. Okay. There. Yes, there are links to the Facebook group of my channel. There are links to my all my playlists on YouTube. There are season 1, season 2, Monday news, and sorry about that. That was my mother. Uh, mothers tend to do things at the call and text on the appropriate moment. Anyway, there are links. Season 1, season 2, Monday news, Friday facts, which was quite. There's 8 episodes, I think, or a few more maybe. I can't remember the exact amount. How many? I think it was 8 or 9 Friday facts that I did. And then there are my Monday news. Yes, there's this is the 18th. This is the 18th episode of Monday news. So in 2 weeks, it will be the 20th episode of Monday news. I wouldn't have imagined I could get this far with Monday news because due to the fact that people are actually watching these videos. So, yes, and then there are special files with special content with very special people. And then there's a Sunday special, which will come. Episodes of Sunday special will come very irregularly, and it will also always be Sunday, as the name indicates. The first episode was with my partner Katya. We had a box of these Japanese snacks, which we then tried out live and show them on the camera, etc. And I have the playlist for History with Heidi. It's a new concept, or somewhat new concept. I've had 3, I think three History with Heidi episodes. Last time I took on King James, 6th of Scotland, and James I of England and Ireland, and due to the fact why I have a king, a Scottish and a British monarch, is that he was, by most accounts, well, a historian that I could quote, that I quoted on the episode last Friday, asked how queer was he? There wasn't, and it was there's a consensus, a wide unanimous consensus that King James was queer. So that's why I took him on my as the subject for my show. You'll find so now Monday news every Monday, 11 p.m. Finnish time, 9 p.m. UK time. History with Haiti, same time every Friday. There will be a few changes on my channel regard next month because I have summer holiday from my a summer vacation I have from my day job, and my partner and I are taking a small vacation in within Finland, and for there will be uh, recorded episodes during that time, but more details will be given at a further time when I have something concrete to inform you whether that which episodes will be pre-recorded and such, and I attempt to do my best with the recorded substitutes. And the links, you can also find links in the description box below. You can find links to my Discord servers. There is the Heidi's Corner Discord server, and then LGBT safe space server, which is, as the name suggests, is safe space on Discord for all LGBT plus people. We have wonderful discussions there. The best, most vibrant discussions being on photography and the technology that goes into photography and cameras and such. These discussions are conducted by a few persons there. Okay, that is what I have for you today. I am going to say goodbye for you for today, and please, if I'll be waiting for a few moments for questions and questions and such before I actually go for today, because I would love to get some questions from you before I go, questions and comments and such. I have the chat open here, and I'll be waiting for a very small moment, maybe maybe a minute or two. I'm not quite actually sure how long the delay is today to Facebook and such, Facebook and YouTube, but this was a very interesting topic, even though it was a difficult one. Okay, so here we are. The stream has been going on for almost 53.5 minutes, so I think it's time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye from Stefan. Hello, there we go. He says goodbye and says goodbye to Bertil. Yeah. If someone's wondering why I have a big deal with Bertil and Stefan being a grown woman, it's just I like soft toys, you know, like Brad did. So fluffy, fluffy and cute. Okay. For I will see you on. The next time I will see you is on Friday, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. UK time for another episode of History with Haiti. Now, but until then, I will say